What is up, guys? It's Swampert here, back again with some more Ultra League action. Today, going to be trying out a bit of a different team, so going to keep Cresselia in the lineup, but switch it to the lead. And then I'm going to bring in Swampert, who's definitely a great Pokemon in the Ultra League, and Obstagoon. So Obstagoon is going to be filling in on the safe switch here. So I've got Counter, Night Slash, and Gunk Shot as the moveset. Now you might be thinking, why Gunk Shot, why not Cross Chop? Wouldn't that help you out in the Registeel matchup? And you would think so, yes, except that if you actually look at the Sims, whether you have Counter whether you have Night Slash or Cross Chop, you actually need exactly the same number of charge moves to take out the Registeel. So it doesn't really make much of a difference, and it doesn't help you out that much. So I'm carrying Gunk Shot because it means that I have additional coverage against fairies. So if a Charmer comes in and thinks, oh, I'm going to take out this Obstagoon, but I have, an energy advantage from farming down a Registeel or something, I can unleash that Gunk Shot, and all of a sudden, bye-bye Charmer, and it puts me in a very strong position, because you're not going to see all that many shields from a Charmer on an Obstagoon. So let's go ahead and get into the battles, and hopefully we can get some good ones here. So moving Cresselia to the lead and out of the safe switch gives it a slightly better matchups. So here we come up against a Poliwrath, which is obviously great for us. So we're going to stay in this, and they bring in Alolan Muck. I go ahead and drop the Moonblast, and then I'm going to switch out, but I actually think that this was probably a mistake. I'm going into Swampert, and I think that I probably should have stayed in and tanked a Foul Play on a Dark Pulse on Cresselia. So, going to be building up some energy. Going for Hydro Cannon, since the Earthquake would be a little bit overkill, I think. And we can see they live with just a sliver of health, so they're able to get off another Dark Pulse, which isn't great for us. Gets us quite low. However, we are going to be able to get off a Hydro Cannon on whatever comes in. And we maintained switch advantage, which was really all that mattered. So Hydro Cannon going in on the Poliwrath, and then they actually swap into Venusaur. So this is interesting. Cresselia is going to be very good against both Pokemon, but Obstagoon is going to have a much worse time against Poliwrath. So I'm bringing in Obstagoon against this Venusaur. Really just to do as much chip damage as I can. I know that Cresselia is going to be able to bring this match home for me. So I actually get the boost here. So this is really good. And then we CMP tie. So I'm going to go ahead and toss up a shield because I know that a boosted Night Slash is going to force them to use a shield. So throwing the Night Slash there, and they're actually swapping out. I'm going to bring my Cresselia back in now. No matter what this is, it's not going to do a lot of damage. It is an Ice Punch. It barely tickles. So going to build up a bunch of extra energy on this Cresselia. I can take charge moves for days from this Poliwrath, so I don't need to be worried about that. Going for the Moonblast now. I was at very close to 100 energy, so no reason to keep Psycho Cutting. This will take out the Poliwrath, and then it is the Venusaur coming in. Building up a bunch of extra energy again. Going to shield the Frenzy Plant. It wouldn't take me out, but I may as well just shield it. And then I'm going to drop the Moonblast. This should be getting the shield, but if it doesn't, I'll be able to Psycho Cut down. So that's totally fine. Doesn't get the shield, going to be able to Psycho Cut down, and actually I just go for another Moonblast because I get there. And this is going to take out the Venusaur. So good match there. Cresselia was very strong against their team. So quite happy to be able to use Cresselia to full advantage there. And hopefully we can keep the momentum going. So it's really important with this team, actually, that you catch Poliwrath on the lead, because both of your backline is weak to Poliwrath. So Shiftry, I actually think I made a mistake here. I probably should have stayed in with my Cresselia. They bring in their Obstagoon. I'm not going to shield, and it is a Night Slash, which is quite good for me. And then I'm going to go for the Gunk Shot, hoping to either get a shield or take out this Obstagoon. And we do get a shield, so that's okay. They're actually using another charge move, so this is totally fine with us. We're going to be able to come in and with Swampert and farm most of the way down, build up a lot of energy. So we do come in with Swampert. We're going to have to tank a Night Slash, which will deal some damage, but not too much. And then we're going to build up almost to 2 Hydro Cannons. I want to go ahead and drop it because a Hydro Cannon here, because we are taking a lot of damage from counter, and I didn't want to get them to get to another Night Slash. Shiftry is coming in, so going to have to switch out into Cresselia. And I really should have stayed in that matchup to begin with because they do have a Registeel in the back. So this is going from bad to worse. And if I'd stayed in that Shiftry matchup in the beginning, I could have been going for Moonblasts, which would have done super effective damage to Shiftry. But instead, I'm going to be completely walled by Registeel. So there's really no win condition for me at this point. I'm going to do what I can, but I have no way to win this fight. So just going for a Future Sight, doesn't really matter. They're going for Flash Cannons. I have no way to take out this Registeel unless I can swap in and land an Earthquake, basically, but that's not very likely. I do swap in and go for the Hydro Cannon, but they just swap themselves to Shiftry to absorb it. They're going to be able to get to Leaf Blades faster than we can get to Hydro Cannons, so I'm going to go ahead and toss up a shield, but it doesn't really matter. They're probably just going to shield this Hydro Cannon to keep their Shiftry alive, and they do. And then they're able to get to a Leaf Blade and take us out here. We will be able to drop a Moonblast to take them out, but we have no way to take out this Registeel. So that's going to be a GG. So definitely should have stayed in that matchup against Shiftry in the lead. I'm so used to Great League where Shiftry getting off a foul play on a Psychic type is like devastating, but Cresselia is so bulky and the Ultra League is just bulkier in general that I think it would have been in my best interest to stay in that match. So here we get a Cresselia on the lead, or sorry, a Registeel on the lead, which isn't good for us. So I'm going to build up some energy so that I've got a Moonblast stored, and then I'm going to actually tank the Flash Cannon on Cresselia before swapping into Obstagoon. And they bring in their own Swampert, and I'm actually perfectly fine with this. With an energy advantage, Obstagoon can beat Swampert because the counter damage is adding up, and he gets to those Night Slashes so quickly that we're actually going to be able to keep ahead of this Swampert when it comes to charge moves. So going to shield the first Hydro Cannon, I'm safe to just match their shields, and if I match their shields, I will win switch advantage. So letting that Hydro Cannon come through, going to go for the Night Slash now myself. This will either be getting them very low or will be getting a shield. We do get a shield there. So I'm going to, again, match the shields. I need to make sure that my Cresselia does not come up against that Registeel. And then this Night Slash here is going to be taking out the Swampert. So able to win switch advantage there, and we actually got the boost, which is very good for us. So going for the Night Slash now. This is going to deal quite a bit of damage because we did get the boost. Look at that, almost half of their health. That's amazing damage there. So we're going to swap into Cresselia, and I tapped the Moonblast. You guys all saw I tapped it. Bubble got bigger. Shadow Sneak gets dropped. And then they're able to swap. So that should have been counted as a CMP tie. They shouldn't have been allowed to swap. So that's really frustrating. However, fortunately, I do get the debuff on this Registeel, so that will help make sure that this Focus Blast doesn't hurt too much. I'm going to go straight for that Earthquake, which will be taking out the Registeel. But they definitely should not have been able to swap in that Registeel to absorb that Moonblast because it was a CMP tie, effectively. So they're going to be taking out the Swampert here just about with the Dragon Claw. We are able to get to another Hydro Cannon, but honestly, this isn't going to make any difference because we're still going to need just one Moonblast to take them out. Fortunately, we have a little bit of stored energy already, and we are going to be able to get to that Moonblast before they can take us out. Even if they had landed a Shadow Sneak there, we've had enough health to tank one Shadow Sneak. So definitely good match. Able to recover from losing lead against a Registeel, so that's a mark of a good team, is that you can recover from losing lead. I should mention, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, I can't take credit for this team. This is a team that I saw another streamer, Zyonik, using, so I decided to go ahead and try it out. Here we catch a Giratina on the lead, and it's a Dragon Breath variant, so that's pretty good for us. Have a little bit of lag here, so that's a little bit frustrating, but we are able to get off this Moonblast here, and the lag definitely, I think, cost me a little bit here, because you're going to see they're able to get to 2 Shadow Sneaks before I can get to the second Moonblast there. And there's no way that they should be outpacing. Oh, it's actually a Dragon Claw. Sorry, that's why they beat me there. So never mind. Lag didn't cost me anything really there. We are able to get off a Moonblast, and then we're going to be able to get to another Moonblast, but we actually CMP tie. So I go ahead and shield, because this will either get me switch advantage or force both of the shields from my opponent. So we do get both of the shields, so I'm going to go ahead and swap. No reason to let them farm me down, and then they bring in their own Cresselia. So I'm going for Hydro Cannons here. I've got a significant energy advantage, so I should be able to actually take out this Cresselia, because I did have almost a full Hydro Cannon before they came in. So not going to shield this charge move. Should just be a... Oh, it's actually a Future Sight. So, interesting choice. The problem with going Future Sight is that you still need another charge move. So you're better off to just go 2 Moonblasts or a Moonblast and a Future Sight. And if you're doing both, you always want to go with the Moonblast first, because you could get that debuff. So able to take out that Cresselia. Giratina's coming in. We do go. The Swampert does go down, but that's fine because we've got Obstagoon here, and we actually are going to sack swap the Cresselia on the charge move. So they undercharge, which is a good play by them, but they don't regain all of their energy. So we're going to go for that Night Slash. They are getting off another charge move, so they still gained enough energy to get off one more charge move, so the sack swap didn't make a big difference in the end, but this Night Slash will be taking them out, and then we'll just have to see what they've got in the back. It is a Charizard, so this is looking a little bit iffy. I don't know exactly how much Night Slash is going to do. Doesn't do a ton, but we do get the boost, so this is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and shield. It is just a Dragon Claw, but that's okay because we're going to be able to get to a Night Slash before they can get to another charge move. And we got the boost. So this should now be taking out the Charizard, which it does for the win. So that, you can see I've gotten the boost twice, I think, in these sets. It's a 1 in 8 chance on Obstagoon. And when you get that boost, he just deals tons of damage. So makes Night Slash a very good move, and especially in the long, drawn-out fights of Ultra League. You've got a reasonable chance of getting that boost, and it really helps. So here we catch an Escavalier on the lead, and I'm going to build up a bunch of energy. Gonna shield because it's probably a Mega Horn, and then I'm actually gonna go into Swampert instead of Obstagoon, just because Obstagoon really doesn't have a great matchup against that Escavalier either. So going to let this Surf hit me. I was really stuck on whether I should try and bait or not. I decided to go straight Earthquake, but they do successfully shield the Earthquake, so that's not great for me. I am going to be able to get to another one, which they will almost certainly let come through. So that's good, and then they get to a Surf, so it actually didn't matter that I failed the bait because I wasn't going to get off another charge move either way. And now we're going to bring in Obstagoon to completely farm down this Lapras. And they actually swap out into Escavalier. So going to go for the Night Slash. I probably should have gone for 2 here, and then I should have definitely gone for Future Sight over Moonblast, because Future Sight would have been taken out the Escavalier from this range, but the Moonblast is not enough. So that was definitely a misplay by me. So hopefully I can come back from that. I am going to go ahead and shield the Mega Horn. That would definitely be dealing a ton of damage, and then I'm going to have to drop another charge move, because otherwise they'd be getting to another Mega Horn, and I really can't have that. So, not in a great situation. We are going to be able to take out this Lapras with a Moonblast, but they are going to land a Surf on us first. So Surf doesn't do a lot of damage, so it's not a big deal. And then we're going to have to see what they've got in the back, and hopefully we'll be able to take it out. It's an Articuno, so definitely going to need to play with my Switch Clock well. Getting to the Moonblast first, which is really great for me. Expecting them to shield, but they actually let it go through, which is awesome, because it wasn't debuffed at all, so this is good. Going to swap out as soon as the Icy Wind comes in into Obstagoon. These counters are dealing neutral damage, and this Night Slash damage will also add up. They are deciding to shield now, which is definitely a good call on their part. This Icy Wind is probably going to do about half my remaining health. It does, and so we get the debuff on us, so we are just trying to get off as much damage as I can, and hoping that they burn some energy. I really need them to burn some energy into me, and so just applying as much pressure with Night Slash as I can, and actually we get to a second one just before we go down, and this is going to take out the Articuno. So they were trying to farm me down, recognizing that their win condition was to have an Icy Wind saved for the Cresselia coming back in. But I was able to get to those Night Slashes too fast, so they got just a little bit too greedy on that farm down, and I was able to take them out. So really good matches. Again, credit for this team goes to Zyonik, who is another streamer. I'll post a link to his video with this team down in the description. Yeah, it was pretty fun to use. I didn't really get much chance to weigh the benefits and drawbacks of cross shot versus dunk shot on Obstagoon. But I definitely think that with Obstagoon being so new, there is an extra element of surprise. So really interesting, and had some good success, able to gain back some of that ranking that I lost. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye now.